Oh yeah, welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Today we have a very special episode with Jordan Fowler. We'll be talking about the LUCID process. He's going to go over a process that he does with all his clients. Very interesting stuff, something that we can all apply. It's going to be a framework we can all follow. I'll also put the link in the live chat so you can also take a look and download the book. Jordan, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
All right, we got less than 10 minutes to go. We're just letting people trickle in. I just want to see if you guys have any. Be sure to, guys, if you have any questions, ask them anytime in the live chat, and I'll answer them in the order that they are received. If you guys want to go to Hrefs Evolve, I have a discount code, so if you want to, let me know if you want that. I have that. Let me go find it right now. I'll put it in the live chat too if you want to go to Hrefs. I would just cut back from Brighton, and Brighton was awesome, guys. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and next year they're moving it to the San Diego Convention Center, so be sure to check that out next year. I actually met Jordan at a conference. Well, it was the local U conference in Nashville. It was a local SEO, the best local SEO conference.
And the best mastermind.
Yeah, the best SEO mastermind. He was actually, I met him first at the actual mastermind we had in Nashville, which is something I feel like I want to do more. I mean, it's a good group, right? I mean, it's a good group. You get to like kind of talk. Really, it's more, you learn a lot more. You get a lot of actual stuff you can do, right? People sharing their secrets. Holly was there sharing all her secrets. I was sharing a few of my little tactics and secrets that I do to get ranking in AEO. And Brian was dropping some knowledge bombs as well. So, and it's also not necessarily just like, us speaking. Like, there's a lot of smart people in the room that can also, share, their experience, validate a few things.
Yeah, the Q&A on those are just incredible because you can ask pointed questions that you probably wouldn't ask at a big conference, just if they're specific to something about your client. But when there's not that many people in the room and it's dialogical, it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. I actually want to attend something like myself. Like I want to go more of those and just like see what other people are doing as well. Because I mean, you can definitely just have your own use case, and everyone will help you out. Like if you're thinking about different ways to create certain sites for people in the room. We got about 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. If you guys are just tuning in, we have Jordan Fowler here, and we'll be talking about the LUCID process. It's a special process that he uses with his clients for messaging and just understanding what you want to, how you want to scale. Yeah, when you want to scale your marketing services and stuff like that. All right, let's see here. Moon and Owl. How'd you come up with that name?
So I was with a different agency. At night, we were all medical, but she didn't care if we did non-medical on our own time. So at night, I would find another friend who maybe worked for Mazda doing their website or whatever. And I would say, hey, it's not a car website. You can do it. Do you want to go do this, right? So we started moonlighting, right? Everything we did was at night. So that's where the moon came from and the owl kind of too. And then I got fired from that agency. Yeah. So then I was like, what am I going to do now? And I put my resume out, but I had those clients, and I was like, I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, what do you think if we start an agency? And I'm not an entrepreneurial personality, man. I am a paycheck, stable. I am the anti-entrepreneur. And she's like, let's give it a try for a year and see what happens, man. And we prayed about it. We did it, man. And God was faithful. We try to be good stewards of the resources he gives us. And man, that was in 2014.
Oh, wow.
So here we are.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nice. And so you're actually business partners with your wife then? Is it your wife part of the
No. Well, Yes. Yeah, not officially, but yeah. Or if you're married, you're business partners with your wife. Yeah, she's actually she's a counselor. She retired from being an elementary school counselor. Now she's in private practice. Kids therapy counseling.
Nice.
So she now I have real pressure because now I have to SEO my own wife's business.
There we go. Love that. Love that. James Boyd says, hi, Dre and Jordan. What's up, James? Everyone's just trickling in right now. We have, who else in the live chat there, guys? Be sure to say hi in the live chat. Let me know where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out. So, what's this? Marcus, what's LUCID? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. LUCID is an acronym. It's an acronym, right?
It just means, we'll talk about what it means, but the word lucid means clarity. It's to help you gain and the client to gain clarity.
Got it. There you go, Marcus. There's a little tease for you that's going to happen in about 5 minutes or so. So be sure to stay tuned and get your notebooks ready, or even just watch and just rewind if you have you don't like writing notes. you know one of the best things because I've been doing this for about 5 years now, right? And then when I would research other topics, I would watch the whole videos. I'd watch in slow-mo, but now I can take the transcript and have the AI help me find the main points and find like cuts where I can go to directly and learn more about it, and even do clips, because I usually do clips of other shows that I would talk about. I mean, I would spend I would literally watch for hours. So
oh yeah, can't imagine.
Yeah, 5 years.
And now we get mad at AI taking 2 minutes for something that would take us 2 hours. I'm like, exactly. Why is this taking so long?
Yeah, I would spend 20 hours maybe a week preparing for the show. 5 years ago, it was about 20 hours a week, and then it dropped every year. It dropped a little because I got used to doing things with the process, my own process, and then the research part was the most time consuming. And then now, I mean, I was able to do this, get prep this was maybe in about an hour. It was get everything going. Hello from San Francisco, Natalie. Hello. Yeah, we got about 3 more minutes to go. If you're just tuning in, we have Jordan Fowler here, and we'll be talking about the lucid process. Ernesto says, yo, yo, yo. And you're calling from Austin, Texas? Is that
me?
Yeah. Is it Austin?
No, I'm north of Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
I'm just in Fort Worth. Little bitty, we live on an acre, kind of out in the middle of nowhere now, called Reno, Texas.
Oh, Reno. So you have a Reno, Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, except not at all like that. Not casinos, think Dollar General stores, right, on every corner, because we're kind of out in the country.
Got it.
We're now empty nesters, so we decided to move out a little bit.
What's up, Jordan? By Victor. What's up, Victor?
Hey, Victor.
Again, if you guys are just tuning in, we got about a little over 2 minutes to go, and we will be talking about the lucid process by Moon and Owl, founded by Jordan Fowler. Logan says hi, guys. Hello, Logan. Yeah. Are you going to any other conferences coming up? Is there any plans for that, or are you just hanging out for the rest of the year?
I don't go to many conferences until that one, and at that one I was like, I should go to more of these. I have always been keep my head below the parapet, make money for my clients, try to not be a known entity to Google like some people are. I don't want, I'm not inducing manual reviews on my site, so I've tried to keep it low. But that last one I went to was so good that I was like, oh man, I need to come to some more of these. Yeah.
Fletcher says, hey, Jordan and Dre. Hello, Fletcher. All right, guys, we're coming down to about 1 more minute, so be sure to get your shouts out if you want to say what's up in the live chats, and we'll get things started. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on mute real quick, and then I'm gonna introduce you after I do my little spiel in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be here.
All right. Maddox says, how was Brighton SEOSD? It was great, guys. Brighton was huge. They are moving to the San Diego Convention Center next year. It's that big. It's growing huge. It's growing bigger and bigger every year. So be sure to check that out. Hopefully I'll get more tickets to give away next year. I had 5 tickets given away this year, but one person didn't go or claim it. But so next time, that's like an $800 ticket, $900 ticket. So wish I could have given it to someone that could use it. But next time, I'm gonna make sure you guys claim it. So I don't. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Yeah, hey, time to get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre de Vera, steady dropping knowledge, over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. My name's Paul Andre de Vera, aka Dre, and I curate SEO videos released within the past week into about 1-minute clips. My favorite part of the show is when I get to introduce my guests, and today we have Jordan Fowler. But before we get started, let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Maddox, Fletcher, Logan, Victor, Ernesto, Natalie, Stefan, my man, James, Kenneth. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get on with the show.
Hey Dre, why do SEOs love the farmer's market? Lots of organic content.
All right, let's go ahead and start with a few Google updates. We had the August 2025 spam update finally completed on September 22nd. So be sure to not update your websites just yet. Just let things settle and give it a week or two before you start changing things around. But the update is now complete. Okay, that's all I found on Google Webmaster Central. So let's go on, get things started. Oh, wait, before I introduce my guest, here's a word from our sponsor. Your traffic is vanishing and AI search is the reason why. Hi, I'm Paul Andre de Vera, a 20-year SEO pro, and this is how I beat AI in its own game. Answer engines like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity are all replacing Google results. And your organic traffic is disappearing. No links, no attribution, just lost visibility. Right at the moment, people are deciding what to buy. These answers shape the buyer's journey, but you get zero traffic and zero credit. So how do you stay visible even when search engines stop sending traffic? I use Profound, the only tool built to help brands in AI search. I used to spend hours optimizing for rankings. Now I optimize for answers, and Profound tells me precisely what AI is talking about my brand. Profound gives you answer engine insights. See where and how AI mentions your brand. Agent analytics. Track how often AI crawlers visit and use your content. Conversation Explorer. Discover what real users ask AI before they buy. And shopping visibility. Boost product presence in ChatGPT shopping. If you're not showing up in AI answers, you're out of the conversation. Start now before your brand disappears from the buyer's journey. Be sure to click the link below and try Profound.com to take back your brand's visibility.
Jordan is the founder and president of Moon and Owl Marketing. He's also developed the Contoon Moral platform to help improve their content ranking performance. He teaches clients that empathy-fueled marketing is a pathway to loyal customers. Please welcome Jordan Fowler. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me do that. That's not your intro. I gotta. All right, here we go.
My man, Jordan. Sorry for the wrong intro there. I was like, wait a minute, that's not Jordan. Thank you, Jordan, for coming on today.
How are you?
Good. Everyone, let's give a round of applause. All right, Jordan. This is the first question I ask all my SEO professionals that come on here in 1 minute or less. How does Jordan get ranking on page 1 of Google?
Brand.
First knowledge bomb of today. Hold on, let me rewind this real quick. Take us all the way back to 2014 when you first got into SEO. Tell us that story. How'd you learn it?
So I started an agency.
Okay.
We didn't do SEO. We did web design, social media, everything but SEO. I thought SEO was snake oil. And so we would hire other companies to work with my clients to do their SEO. Mm-hmm. And I knew enough that when I would like, what did y'all do this month to help my client rank? Oh, we built you up. This is a long time ago, 2014, right? Mm-hmm. And what did you do? Oh, we built some links. Well, can you show me those links? No, that's proprietary. Everything I would ask them, Dre, they would say, that's proprietary. And I'd be like, man, I don't want to learn to do this. Just show me give me proof of concept that you're doing something. Mm-hmm. And my clients would get mad and they would fire them, right? And I'd be like, oh. So we'd go find another one, fire them. And they were like, why don't you do SEO? And I'm like, because it's snake oil. I don't want to do that. So they're like, but we trust you. So finally, after enough of them said, okay, it's recurring monthly income. Maybe we can make it not snake oil. And so literally I am an INTJ, Enneagram 5 nerd personality. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I really kind of want to learn from first principles. Mm-hmm. So I started reading Bill Slawski, reading patents, all that kind of stuff to go, okay, how does an advanced knowledge graph really work? And so we just started doing it from there and learned and grew and learned and grew and learned and grew. So yeah, that's how my start was very reluctant into SEO.
God, I guess I'm curious. What made you think it was snake oil? I mean, is it just because they won't tell you how they're getting backlinks? Or...
No, I mean, every client I talked to has been burned by an SEO agency at some point, right? They've all gotten fried where they were promised something and overpromised and under-delivered, right, which ruins your credibility. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate because it hurts us all as SEOs, right? I'm not like, woo-hoo, it's just like people go, it's all just mumbo jumbo. Get a voodoo Google Dom, start sticking pins in it and hope we rank. And it's really not. And that was a different kind of mindset we kind of tried to have to fight against and try to shift the client's mind through some very intentional ways we do our business.
Love that. Okay, so when you said you learned it, you're just reading a lot of patents, Bill Slawski. I mean, were there any other resources that you're going to? Were you creating your own tests here too as well?
Yeah, I cut my teeth early on. So I cut my teeth very early on with Semantic Mastery and Bradley Benner and all those guys. Okay. And so literally I would just show up. I didn't pay them anything. I just showed up Wednesday for their Hump Day Hangout, started listening. And started being like, okay, if this works, then this should work. Now I read that patent. Now I see how so yeah, I leaned into them pretty heavily. Mm-hmm. I nerded out and tested on our own just because I thought everybody was snake oil at the beginning, right? So I'm like, test and verify, in God we trust. Everyone else bring a spreadsheet with a color-coded data on it, please. Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like Semantic Mastery is probably one of the longest live running shows ever. They still go live every Wednesday. And they've been years around before I have been. But yeah, Bradley Benner, great guy. He's been here on the show too. So you pretty much kind of followed their methodology on how they were, because you're pretty much local SEO, right? So you do pretty much just local.
We're kind of both. We have some national clients, we have a company that does cataract lenses all over the world. Mm-hmm. All the way down to, we're mostly medical, and we're mostly, I'd call it local or regional medical. Some elective practices, mostly probably 80% elective, 20% non-elective medical practices.
Got it, guys. So it's so you pretty much niche down too. Is that something that you advise a lot of people? Have you ever gone pretty broad before, or have you always just targeted? You knew the target market that you want to go after.
So the previous agency I worked at that I got let go from, I got fired from. Well, that's a whole different story for another episode. They were all medical. And so when I started Moon and Owl, I was like, oh man, I don't want to do medical. I've already done that. Okay. And then I got a medical client and they paid their bills on time and they didn't complain about leads every other day. And then they referred me to another medical agent, a friend in another part of the country. And before you knew it, I was all medical elective again. And I was like, okay. So that was not intentional. Yeah, we have a few B2B industrial clients. I don't do any home services. I would encourage people to be a little bit broader if you can, because COVID you couldn't do elective surgery during COVID.
Oh.
And so
what happened
every one of those people pulled, we lost they didn't quit, they just all pulled way back. And so we probably lost 60 to 70% of our revenue in the COVID period until they could start doing surgeries again.
Wow.
So there's a danger to having, you learn the industry, but there's a real danger to having all your eggs in one basket, because if the basket catches on fire, but our B2B clients weren't affected by that. Big industrial. So
Got it. Okay, let's get into our topic of today. So you developed something called the LUCID process. I actually first thought it was an acronym for something, but what made you led you to develop this LUCID process?
Okay, so we would get a call from a client and they would say, hey, can you build us a website, or can you do marketing for us? And I'm like, sure. What are we going to say about you? Well, man, you guys just like design a site and stuff, and then we'll come up with some copy and we'll throw it on there. And I'm like, this is not the way you approach anything. Like, you start with the good design reinforces a good message. So if you're like, I can't really design your site till I know what your message is.
Oh yeah,
it's not, and I know it's the day of AI where people just go create a site and slap some stuff on, but that's not us. That's not how we work. So I'd be like, I need to know how you are different in the way that you benefit the people that you serve. Okay. And they would deer in headlights blank look, or I would have to spend hours on the phone with them for free, right? With my time doing all these questions and stuff. And so my little brother, Robbie, and I started talking, and he's not with me now. He's a strategic partner. And he's like, let's come up with a way that we can really get clients to be able to answer 4 questions. Okay. And the first question is, what does success look like 2 years from now? Like, what does it really look from us? Not forever, 2 years from now. What would we call success? And there's 4 quadrants. Revenue. So what would our revenue look like? What would our kind of lead system look like? Like, how many leads do we get? How many of them, if it's a client that has returning customers, what internally do we have to support that? And then we even ask the business owner, what do you want your life to look like? Because sometimes those quadrants don't match up. Okay. Sometimes they'll go, I want 50% more patients and blah, 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 but I want to go home at 4:30 instead of 6. And we're like, then we got to go up here to the internal quadrant because you're fixing to have to hire some people, right? So that's the first question. What does success look like? The second question is, who are we really trying to reach? And how do they think about their problem they can't solve or their possibility they can't seize? And we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's the only thing business can do, is either help people solve a problem they do not know how to solve, or seize a possibility they do not know how to seize. So that's the second question. Okay. The third question is, once we know how these people think about their problem or possibility, how do we message who we are to them? And then the fourth is, what marketing efforts and digital efforts and everything do we need to put in place to kind of come back to that first question to make sure that we hit, that we can hit those metrics. And then this is what's cool, right? So then you can sit down with that person and say, okay, this is your quadrant of success 2 years from now. So if I could guarantee you, somehow if I was a genie in a bottle, I could guarantee you that all 4 of those quadrants would happen. And I mean, I could 100% guarantee it. What would that be worth to you? And they'll give you a number, right?
Okay, yeah.
Now, I'm not a genie. I can't guarantee it.
Okay.
But they just told me like their top end line of how much they think that success is worth. And I can back off and go, well, I can't guarantee it, but I can get you 60% of the way there. And in my brain, I'm taking 60% of that number going, okay.
Oh man, yeah, got it. So I mean, like, are you able to get your clients to do this like willingly? I mean, like, when you first introduced this, and I mean, are they able to just go ahead? It's
a requirement to come on us minute now. We don't serve you if you don't do it.
Oh, okay. So it's just like, hey,
because I would have to do the work for free anyway. If I'm going to be a good marketing agency for them, I'm going to have to learn all this stuff, and I'm going to have to do 15 random phone calls with them for free.
Got it.
And I'm like, it's not going to help anybody. So
Got it. Got it. So let's get right into it then. Let's how does this process start? Like you call it the radical empathy bridge phase. Is this something like
Yeah.
that you kind of like started off first?
Yeah. So most of the process is them talking, not us.
Okay.
So we do like 2 4-hour sprints with whoever their leadership team is, whoever they want in there. Sometimes it's a one person, it's 5 or whatever.
Mhm.
But we talk a little bit at first, but then the rest of it is them talking. We're just asking questions. So the radical empathy, I've got a slide of it. I don't know if
Oh yeah,
I
you
can
should be able
share
to.
it.
You should be able to share it. Yeah, just should be a
Okay.
share button there, and I'll be able to pull it
Okay.
in. I hit share. Now you're sharing us. There you go. Is this stronger? Got it.
Got it?
No, you're like infinite scroll.
Will this stop it?
There you go. Yeah, I can see.
Okay. That work?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll run through this super quick. And Robbie designed this so easy it can be drawn on a napkin. So think like you're sitting across from somebody and they go like, how do I market how do I promote my business?
Okay.
So basically, right, somebody got a problem they can't solve or a possibility they can't seize. That's it. That's the only 2 things a business can help with, right? There's nothing else. It's one of these 2.
Mhm.
And so they either have a job they don't know how to do, like, man, I want to do this, but I can't. Or this is more future oriented, a possibility they don't know how to seize.
Got it.
And the
Makes sense.
farther they are lost in this gap, the better chance you have of being a successful business, right? If it's something that's this far across and they're like, that's not really that hard to solve,
Oh, I see
you
what
don't
you're
really
saying.
have a great business. But the bigger this gap, the better you can be about it. And so you're over here and you have a solution, right? But they don't think in terms of solutions. The user's only thinking in terms of their problem or their possibility. So you have to build a bridge across to them, right? And that looks scary. Like if I'm this guy, I'm not walking across this, dangly single bridge.
Yeah.
So you have to have some support systems under it, obviously. And what to us as Moon and Owl, what those are is these 3 core pillars: marketing, your message, and your brand.
Okay.
Right? And what most people will call me and do, call us and be like, hey, can you do some marketing for me?
Okay.
Yeah, can y'all do some marketing? I'm like, okay, what type marketing? Who are we going to reach? I don't know, man. Just, what y'all do, just do some marketing stuff. And I'm like,
Okay.
no, like, that's not how this works. Like, no, like, we can't just make up spaghetti and throw it against the wall. What's your message? And they're like, well, we don't really have one. And I'm like, well, who are you, right? That's really your brand. Who are you? Like, what is the aftertaste people have after dealing with you? Man, I just do LASIK. I don't know, right? And so we're like, well, you started your company for a reason. There's a reason you started it. And you have a uniqueness about you. You just don't realize it yet. And so let's work on that brand component, which will then inform our message component, right? We'll then work with our marketing component. And now we know what to say. And all marketing is holding a microphone up to your core message.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And so they start to get it. And the big thing that we want to do throughout the whole process is, this is probably the biggest word in our agency, is radical empathy.
Okay.
So if I go to most people's website and I hit Command F, right, on a Mac, I'm doing a search, and look at we or ire. Like I'm on the company's website and it's we do this, ire blah 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 does this, we offer this, ire. Like, that's not radical empathy. That's me talking about me.
Okay.
I need to be seeing you'll experience, you'll have, you will, gain. That's how they think. They don't care really about me as a solution. They care, can I solve their problem or can I help them seize their possibility? And so we want to really understand, how do they talk about their problem? What objections do they have? What fears do they have? One of the biggest selling points is identity. That yes, they have a job to get done, but who do they want to become? And so we want to show radical empathy, that we understand the pain and struggle that's involved in their problem or possibility, right?
Okay.
And then the last thing, which they don't teach in marketing textbooks, is this is a frame, right? And it's built on your character and your values. So there are things you will and will not do because of who you are. And there are things that your competitors will and will do because of who they are, right? Enron, great visual brand, right? But they had no character, no values, and the whole company collapsed. And so, in LASIK, the word, are you going to skirt the truth when you do your initial call and be like, yeah, man, we can get you in at this, there's a million people offering LASIK for $599, right? You're not getting LASIK for $599. As soon as you get in the door, they're going to start saying, well, that was if you were, 2021, basically. And you're just not. So they're comfortable lying to you to get you in the door. That's their and their characters and values reflect in that. So the whole element of this is in the Lucid is to unpack their brand for them, help them discover who they are. What is their core message, typically stated as a problem, solution, transformation statement. And then, okay, now that we know your message and who your audience is, these are the channels that you should be in, and this is the way you should attack things in order to rank. So that's kind of the radical empathy bridge, if you would, of things.
So they ask you for marketing, right? And then you say they bring you in for, but they don't have the messaging yet. So what's the exercise between the messaging? Like, what questions are you asking there? Like, what are you?
Okay, so that is a very good part. Everything's Socratic, so we don't talk much. We just ask questions. Okay. So the first thing we say is we ask them, who is their ideal customer, right? And so we create a person transfer. It's not really an avatar. Like, I don't really care if the person shops at Target or makes $50,000 a year, like so many people do. We go through a brainstorming exercise of what are their jobs to get done, and we use the jobs to get done theory. Like, people don't go to the Home Depot to buy a 1/4-inch drill bit. Nobody does that. They go to Home Depot to make a 1/4-inch hole in their wall. That's the job to get done.
Okay.
So that's called jobs to get done theory. Yeah.
Okay. Got that.
Yeah. So what is their problem and possibility? What are their objections to what your solution? What questions do they have about it? What are the tangible values that come from it? And then the last column is like, who do they want to become? Right?
Yep.
So you'd be like, well, who does a person getting LASIK want to become?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they want to be super mom. They want to be, not having to wake up and grab I wear glasses, which is ironic that I serve LASIK surgeons. My vision's not that bad. Yeah. But yeah, so we walk them through that, and they already know it. They know it. They just don't. We have to pull it out of them. That's all we're doing.
Got it.
Is going, hey, you already know what these people think, because you deal, unless you're an idiot, you deal with them every day, all day. Mm-hmm. We're just going to be the advocate for your customer and get you to say out loud who you already know they are.
Got it. So is this happening before they sign on or after they sign on with you? Because I know this is going to take some time. This is taking time out of your, is this something that you do before you actually bring them on as a client?
So we give them an option. If they want to come on absolutely as a client and they already know it, we say, great, the LUCID is the first step, and we build it into the proposal.
Okay.
If they call me and they're like, hey, we don't know what we need, if you guys are fit, I'm like, hey, let's do the LUCID. Mm-hmm. You're going to get this fantastic output that you can literally take to another agency and be like, hey, here's our core message. Here's some marketing strategy ideas. Here's where we want to be 2 years. Like, we would credit you with a win if we could get here. Mm-hmm. And you can take it and go do that if you want to. This is kind of us get to know you. You get to know us exercise as well. But here's the deal, Dre. Once we do the LUCID with them, mm-hmm. like, we know them better than any other agency's going to know them. And they'd be stupid for them to go to another agency, to be honest, because that agency is going to have to relearn everything. Yeah. We just spent a ton of time learning with them. And if we do a LUCID with somebody, I would say maybe 1 out of every 15 we do will be like, and usually they don't go to a different agency. They're just like, no, we don't know if we're ready to commit to this. But for the most part, it's very easy because you understand their business top to bottom.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, let us help you. Let us help you seize your possibility or problem. So
excellent.
So when it comes down to it, so like when you collect all this information, do you present it back to them? Like, hey,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
So we do 2 4-hour sprints with them because we know these people are busy, especially surgeons. Like they don't want to be sitting around. We used to do like this workbook, and it kind of sucked. Like they would fill this stuff out, and we're just like, oh, they don't want to do that. I don't want to read the notebook. Like let's just do it. So we can do it live or Zoom or whatever. 2 4-hour calls on 2 separate days with them. We have a protocol we run through. So we create the person transformations, and then we do this exercise where we help them get their voicing. So who do people say we are? Who's our ideal customer? What tangible benefit do we offer? We create this matrix that is a branding matrix, basically. And we're just pulling out of them. And they give us 20 or 30 things in each column, and then we start making them limit it down to they get to one thing. And so that creates their brain framework, which is great. And you can get their tone and all that kind of stuff dialed in. Then you kind of know, okay, from the personnel transformation profiles, here's who somebody's going to become. And then that's when we don't do this with AI. We do this with Robbie and I sitting down and hashing it out. We mash that all together and we come up with their core message.
All right.
And what's cool is when we share it with them, very rarely will they be like, oh, wow. Because I don't want them to go, wow. I want them to go, no, man, that's exactly who we are. Yeah. If they're, oh, wow, then I probably gave them a message that's not core to who they are.
It makes a lot of sense. Because if they realize that, that's pretty interesting though. If they were like, oh wow, that means they didn't know who they originally were, right? So
now, one quick caveat to that. We also, if they'll let us, we'll call their best customers. 2 or 3 of their best customers.
Okay.
And we'll ask them, why do you keep doing business with so-and-so or patients or whatever?
Okay.
Right? What's wild is sometimes those people will give us an answer that the brand didn't realize was the answer. An example, there's an architect we work with. Every architect thinks they do the best designs in the world, right? Oh, people come to us for our design. Well, this architect does schools and churches. And if you know schools or churches, the most important thing to those 2 parties is, they want good design, but they need to be in the building on time, right? If you got a school that's supposed to open in September and all of a sudden they come back and go, hey, there was a lot of red tape, we're not going to be able to get this thing open in November. Yeah. You got like 1,000 high school kids, that are doing what? When we call their customers, they're able to cut through city red tape faster than anyone else.
Oh, so that's the reason why I do go for them, not because of designs.
And they had no idea that was it. The other thing that's easy to do, anybody can do it, you can do it, is go to a client, use something like Outscraper, scrape all their Google reviews, all of them, as far back as you can go. Dump it into ChatGPT and say, based on their Google reviews, tell me this brand's strengths and weaknesses. And let AI output what others say about the brand. Because remember, you influence your brand, you don't control your brand.
Oh man, love that. Okay. So just even for your own business too, right? Like if you don't know what it is, just scrape your own. And what people's talking about you, then you'll know your exact strengths of what people are always referring to you as. Love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. Okay, this is the messaging part, right? So like, what are some of the bigger mistakes that people are going through that may happen often if they're trying to get that message or extract that message from a client?
That the client doesn't really know their own reasoning. This is a profound question to ask a client.
Okay.
Why do you do what you do beside making money?
Why do you
do what you do beside making money? And see how they answer that question.
Okay.
That will kind of get the founder story is usually heavily involved in that.
Okay.
Who was the founder? What were they about? Here's an example. We worked with a cybersecurity company, and they're like, we don't do anything different than anybody else. We just do it the same way. We're like, that's not true. You wouldn't have started this if you just did it the same way. The leader dude was like this very well-known guy. He's on the speaks at Black Hat. He's a cybersecurity king. But they couldn't tell us. And we finally figured out, what did you do before you did this? He goes, I was a police officer. We're like, so you like protecting people? And he's like, yep. And I said, now you do it digitally. Yep. And so what we want to get them to is for them to say, we are the only blank that does blank for blank. Because then I create a Autobahn or a high, an Autobahn lane for them. If you're the only one that can do it a certain way, there's your marketing message right there.
Guys, so we are the only blank who blanks for
blank. So we are the only, here's an example. We're the only bariatric surgery practice that does not beat you up and blame you for obesity for people who've been abused by their previous doctor. Because if you talk to a bariatric surgeon, most of the people that come to them are on their last rope a lot of times. Their doctors yelled at them, you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight. Their GP is finally just gone, man, I don't know what to do with you, right? And so for that slogan, we ended up, the message was like, no blame, no shame. Something bariatric company, no blame, no shame. Because we figured out that's the chief objection that people had is, I'm going to go to another doctor and I'm going to get scolded another time for obesity.
Got it.
So we are the only bariatric practice, you could put in the area that, does not blame you and shame you. And there could be another practice that doesn't do that, but it's kind of like Volvo, right? They say they make the safest car. If you think of a safe car company as Volvo, well, there's other people who make safe cars, but they just set it the best and the most. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're the only one. It's just that is a super key feature of your brand.
Makes sense. Got it. Okay, so now we got our messaging done, right? So now let's get into like the implementation, the strategy phase of getting things going, right? So after the messaging, you move into like auditing like the competitors' space, right? What are some of the first things that you do when it comes to getting things going?
Yeah. So the first thing we do is, if they want it, we also do a digital audit in tandem with the messaging side. Okay. So it's going to be we highly recommend that. Yeah, we highly recommend it. You can do the LUCID without that piece, kinda, because like if we know the niche well enough, we kind of know what needs to happen. But if it's a new niche, we definitely need to do an audit. Like if it's something we don't do a lot, we want to know, what are the competitors doing? And I mean, it's like a 78 slide audit that we do. And to be honest, a lot of it's as much for our own intel as it is them. They love the marketing walkthrough we do with them. Okay. The audit, the digital audit, only the CEO usually doesn't love that part because he's like, this is super, super technical, but it helps us because now we have a strategy. Got it. So the beautiful thing is you do the audit and you do the messaging. Man, once you get that messaging, everything starts almost doing itself. And you know who you're trying to reach. Okay, we know our message. Cool. Okay. Now we're going to weave it through every page on the website. It's going to be everywhere. Our core message. Okay, cool. With AI, now you can actually dump that whole message voice thing in there, right? Set it up as a document. And anytime you want to write something, you can be like, hey, go refer to their brand guide, their messaging guide, right? Help me create a Facebook post that's XYZ, or you can manually do it we use a lot of human copywriting still, mostly, but it makes things so easy for you as an agency because you're armed with the facts you need to be effective for them.
Got it. So when it comes to say you have everything here, so you have a great messaging and stuff like that. So are you for most of the clients, are you also managing the website, building the website yourself, or do you come with people that have websites already? And then, sometimes it'll will you have any roadblocks working with their web developers and stuff like that? And how do you handle that?
Yeah. So we do both.
Okay.
And I mean, ideally they don't have a website or they're ready for a rebuild. Okay. Because their old website was probably designed like most people design it. Hey, let's make this cool look and then let's throw some content in there. But we're going to invert that and say, no. First of all, the content's going to be written to show how we benefit the end user. Then we're going to design around the actual content. So the content is like song lyrics, and the design is like the music that goes under the lyric. So the music needs to enhance the lyric. You don't write the song and then slap a lyric on it. So we approach it that way. If they have a site already, usually it's a little more of a nightmare because they probably didn't structure it. Most of these people didn't have an SEO involved before. They just designed a website that looked cool. It's not interlinked properly. It's not pages. We designed a tuning software. The pages aren't tuned for entities. So we take clients all the time that have existing sites. I'm always like, when they come on board, is, dear Lord, please let them open to a redesign. Please, please, please. But if not, we will do our best with what they have. Granted, we're going to have to retune some writing.
Got it. So, and you are a full service agency, right? So it's not necessarily just SEO, and you're doing ads, you're doing social. How does this LUCID process, the framework, messaging framework, how do you work that into like other channels besides, like the SEO?
Yeah. But remember that marketing is sticking up a microphone to a core message. So now I have the core message.
Okay.
So now I'm like, okay, for Facebook, here's our core message. Yeah, there's a little bit of tweaking that needs to be done for how it's going to go out on Facebook, or there's a little bit of tweaking that needs to be done in how it's going to be on a Google ad or a TikTok video. But like, I shouldn't watch anything and go, that's weird. That's not really the core message. So, and I know who they're trying to reach. And so it's a triangulation of who are we trying to reach and where are they? What medium, what media are they on? Here's our message, right? And then what channel will allow us to get our message to that person? And so some clients, I'm like, dude, don't do organic social much. Just show proof of life. That's it.
Got it.
Because nobody's going to see your post. You're a B2B brand. Like, don't spend time on Facebook organic posting. Like, it's a waste of your time. And then for others, we're like, no, that's where your people are.
Got it. So, okay, I'm curious. I want to kind of go back to what we were talking about like a little bit earlier. And then, guys, if you have any questions, please ask them in the live chat, and feel free to ask them, and I'll address them in the order that they receive. But when you're talking about the quadrant of where do you want to be, like that little thing that you kind of interview them and say how much is that worth for you? Do you have a set price that you charge people, or are you basing it off of that right there, what they're telling you? So the price can be different for anyone who comes in. I'm just curious how you price your model.
Yeah. So as an agency owner, I'm thinking two ways. I'm thinking we don't bill by the hour. I think that's a horrible model. Okay. And I came from an agency that did that, but it punishes me for being efficient, or it punishes the client if I'm inefficient.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. All right.
Like,
I need to change that.
Yeah. It's like if I get faster at something, now I'm charging you less, but you were paying me more before, but it's still, we're trying to value price.
Okay. All
but
right.
I do want to have that underpinning of, am I losing money on this value pricing? Like, if it takes us 50 hours to do this project and I charge, less than we would make in time, I'm losing money, right? So that's always kind of under there. And we do some time audits, and things as a team to say, how long did this really take us to do? But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to charge by a deliverable or a task, because at the end of the day, they said, we value success this much. And so therefore, I'm going to charge them based on the value. I think it was John Jantz who said, you can sell a bottle of water at Niagara Falls for 50 cents, but you can sell it in the Sahara Desert for $15.
Got it. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure this out too, because you'll balance it out between that, but for the most part, do you get do you ask for budgets ahead of time, like, hey, what's your budget, or is this something that you just say, you just kind of determine that within that first interview of that quadrant? It's like, hey, it's
a little bit of both. Like from working with so many people in refractive surgery.
Oh, so you kind of know. Yeah.
I can know what the competitors charge. I know what they've spent before.
Okay.
I know what's going to kind of be palatable to them. And if I can't get them there, then what I'll say is, okay, look, this is going to go slower. We're going to do the same thing for you. We're just not going to do it as fast of a cadence as we normally do it. So we're going to write, like, if we were going to write 2 articles a month, do all this stuff, we're going to slow that down and do 1X a month one every, if they really don't have a budget, there's a budget I won't go below, but if they really don't have a budget, but it's still above our kind of threshold, I'll be like, we're going to start really slow, but here's what you're going to have to commit to me for us to take you on as a client.
Okay. I like that. Nice.
If you see success, you will invest more in your success.
All right. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that for myself. I love that right there. So, okay. Also, I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know if it's publicly could be posted somewhere, but I mean, I'm just curious. Like let's say in the LASIK industry, or iSearch industry, what is like an average like how much are SEOs charging for that?
It depends on how big the practice is and how many surgeons are involved. So there's some groups that are very large that have like 8 locations, 9 locations.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for the SEO content side of things, you're looking at probably $5K a month for just the SEO side, not paid media.
Okay.
Paid media, a lot of them will spend, and that's for like a single location-ish kind of place.
Oh, so like 8, 8 would probably be like times 8, but when you give them a little discount, whatever, times 4.
Yeah, no, it's not times 8 because like you're doing a lot of work on the core site, and then it's like we charge another little piece for maps, right? To work on each individual map. But like, there's not 8 different websites.
Okay.
It's one website with 8 branches. So yeah, it's not like 5,000 times 8 because most of them would look at me like we're crazy. We're really stepping in right now heavy into AI monitoring and watching. And every client is interested in that. We were fortunate to be the first agency in the world to partner with Scrunch AI, which is this fantastic AI watching company. And because of that, we're able to kind of ask them for features. And so there's some features we're requesting that are not just descriptive on your AI results, because they're really good at the descriptive of saying, here's your prompts, here's where you've grown, here's where you've fallen, here's your brand sentiment. But what I want is a tool to go, hey, compare my paragraph that it's considering, because AI is not considering the whole page, to the paragraph that it's rewarding as that, and show me like I want some prescriptive tools. And so we're working with them on that. Man, people are like, everybody thinks it's, I don't know how fast AI search is going to take over, but everybody's all, it's a hot thing right now.
It was the largest. It was on everyone's talk at Brighton SEO. It was the biggest thing that everyone's talking about right now. A lot of people sharing their tests, their results. They're like, how Reddit is like one of the most sourced part for a lot of the LLMs. Yeah. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in tracking and tracking AEO, GEO results, you can check out my sponsor, Profound.
Yep.
check them out. All right, just gotta drop them in there. So okay, so now you got we got everything. We're doing the marketing and implementation. I mean, are there certain things that you get pushed back on, or is like, are you usually? I mean, and if you get pushed back on, like, how do you kind of persuade them? Like, hey, we need to do this if you want to get some results, or like, like how do you attack that?
We're really big on educating our clients. Like my roles before I got into the marketing agency was more in the teaching realm. Like I was on a church staff as a teaching pastor, right? Mm-hmm. And so I've always liked teaching. And one of my clients called me, and that she went from her company to a new company, said, we want you to do our SEO. And I'm like, why? And she goes, because you make us understand why it works. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's one of our chief values. Like when we're doing our own Lucid, that's one. So one, I'm very transparent. You want to see a link? I'll go show you where I sent a link. You want to see a cloud stack? I'll show you the cloud. Like those clients don't want to reverse engineer that. They want to do surgeries, right? They don't want to learn SEO. They just want to be assured like you're doing stuff and it's working. Mm-hmm. And our reporting starts with the most important thing. So all our monthly reporting, and we usually do at least a 1-hour monthly call with every client, at least. Some of them we do a twice a month call. Mm-hmm. But it always starts with conversions. Got it. Right? How many patient leads did you get from paid, from organic, from social, from whatever? Mm-hmm. That's really the only number, to be honest, Ray, they care about. Like after that, and then we do it as ROAS instead of ROAS. Instead of return on ad spend, return on effort spend. You paid Moon and Now X amount of money this month to do your organic marketing. You got Y number of leads, so therefore your return on your effort spend was this, and it's always lower than paid. Right? Like a good point to get a LASIK client for paid Google ad cost per lead in the LASIK world is like anywhere from 100 to 150. They're trading that for surgery, but like we can get usually our ROAS for our organic side of clients is more like $36. Wow. So it's way more economical for the organic. Now the organic takes longer, right? To get the framework built up. Yeah.
Got it. So how about when so they when it comes to reports, so you're showing that. So you actually mentioned that you show them like the cloud stacks and stuff, so that you give them everything that you do for them. I mean, you're just
If
like
they want to see it.
Oh, if they want to see it, okay, yeah.
Sometimes they want to see it at first, and then afterwards they're like, "Yeah, man, we already know what that is." Because I want them to know. I even tell them why it works. Here's why we do this. Because why
you build cloud stack? Like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here's why. Because Google loves Google, and it's going to reward it, right? Or it sees the cloud stack as a way to. We're doing this new thing called authenticites, right? Where it's really feeding the LLM models third-party verification. And I'm able to go, here's why. Yeah. If you'll tell them the why, it's so much easier to get them to bite on stuff.
Got it. And then,
but as SEOs, we freak out about that. Like I had a mentor that was like, you don't tell them any of that. You just tell them, how many phone calls did I get you? And on that, to use your sponsor's name, I profoundly disagreed with them on that. I'm like, no, man, why would I hide what I do?
Yeah, no, I was just asking about asking about like cloud stacks in particular, because not most SEOs will go into cloud stacks, or it's not going to as their strategy of doing things like that. So I'm just wondering if they're open to, and it makes sense if you just explain to them hey, a cloud stack is this. You're developing a property on these other properties that are linking them together and bringing it back to your site to give you that authority. You're just increasing your awareness on the internet, right? So yeah.
And they love it because they want one. If you work with a surgeon, those aren't dummies, right? Mm-hmm. Like we don't do any home services, and I'm not saying don't hear me say home services people are dummies. Please don't email me on that. Yeah. But these are surgeons. They are learners. And a lot of them actually are kind of nerdy. And if you'll start sharing this, like, oh, what if we did this, right? They'll get excited because you're teaching them about, how this thing works. And they just trust you better. They're like, okay, they're not hiding anything from me. And it just raises your integrity, your character, like that bottom of the framework we talked about. Yeah. They see that as extremely high. Hey, Jordan's going to shoot straight with us, even if the message is this month sucked. Mm-hmm. Got it. Right? He's going to shoot us straight. All right. So, yeah, it just helps. All right.
So we're coming close to time here. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the live chat now. So I have 3 more questions here. So one is how often do you revisit the messaging? Do you go back, or is it pretty much set? Do you ever have to go back to kind of revisit the messaging with a client?
Unless they radically, the only thing that can affect the messaging is if, they're not going to radically change who they are.
Okay.
They are who their brand is. Their brand, their founder story, the reason they probably started the business. Why do you do this beside making money? That's probably never going to change, right? So from that side, the message is going to stay the same. But if people start stating their problem differently, or their possibility, like if the end user starts wording it different, we're going to tweak our language in order to say things how the user says it, not how we want them to say it. Here's an example. I had a LASIK guy who's like, we don't ever call LASIK surgery. We always call it a procedure. I'm like, that's not what your end user calls it. Oh. Goes, yeah, but I want them thinking of it as surgery. I'm like, they're going to search LASIK surgery. They're going to call it LASIK surgery.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
yeah.
You can fight that, or you can just be like, here's how they say it. We're going to say it how we always say it how they say it.
Got it. Love that. And I put a link to the actual process. And you have a book, right? People can download the book on the whole process of how you do this. Is this?
That's the workbook that we used to use.
Okay.
That we had to fill in. Okay. Yeah, we're working on something right now. We actually will work as a strategic partner with you, with your agency, and we'll do the LUCID. We've done the LUCID white label for several agency clients. And we'll promise we're not going to steal your client. Once we're done with the LUCID with you pick up the client, it's all yours. So that's kind of the way that an agency could get in on it. Of course, a client could get in on it by just going, hey, do a LUCID for us. Yeah.
Got it. Also, let's see here. If there was just one takeaway from this whole conversation for a business owner, if they were to just come in, and what would be that first step for them to do and take action from this conversation today?
From a business owner?
Yeah.
I would say do the thing where you scrape your Google reviews and find out if your brand that you think you have matches what people say about you. Because remember, You can only influence your brand. You can't control it. Your brand is what people think about your brand, your company, after they have an experience of any kind with you.
Got it.
And so if you'll find your strengths and weaknesses. If you have significant, like if you have 2 Google reviews, no. But if you have a lot of Google reviews, and then call your repeating customers, and you can do this yourself. Say, why do you keep, we're working on messaging. Why do you keep doing business with us? And listen to what your best customers have to say. Got it.
Love that. Love that. And my last question for today is, if anyone wants to get into the SEO industry or become an SEO professional themselves, what advice can you give them?
I mean, like, be transparent. It drives me crazy. I go to SEO Signals, at Facebook, and somebody's, I got a new client. What do I do? And I'm like, oh, man, I feel really bad for that client. Like, admit what you don't know and learn from others, and even seek others' help. Like, maybe if you're just starting, find somebody that you can bring along as a strategic partner and maybe split the revenue with them that can kind of guide you. So that you're not, just don't take people's money. That's the biggest thing that just drives me crazy about SEO. It's just have enough integrity that you're like, I know enough to get you some kind of result. And if you don't take on a client until you get to that point, and do work for somebody for free if you really want to do it, and learn SEO and then grow, just do it with integrity.
Got it. And so with, for this episode to feel complete for you, any last comments, words, and how can people get a hold of you?
No, I think I would say this. I think the SEOs, a lot of times, we're guilty of, getting people to the website if you're a pure SEO, but then not really caring what happens to the person when they get to the website.
Yeah.
Right? Does the message really convert? So even if you're just an SEO, think like a more holistic marketer, because you're going to benefit your client better. They rank number 1 and I got X number of organic traffic to the thing, Google Search Console, so their impressions are up. Yeah, but what's really happening what are you really influencing on the business front for that person?
Makes sense.
And just learn that. Yeah. And the best way to get a hold of me probably is just, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter or X, but good old fashioned email is just Jordan Fowler, just like it's spelled there, at moonandowl.com. Just Jordan Fowler at moonandowl.com. And
all right. Love it. Everyone, let's give a round of applause. Thank you, Jordan. Can you hold on for one quick second? All right, guys, that concludes another episode of the SEO Video Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to visit our sponsors, tryprofound.com, if you want to enterprise AEO platform to track your LLM visibility. Okay? Till next time, I will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, because the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show. Let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera helping you step it up. No delay right now. Time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!
Dave. What's up, Dave? I haven't seen you in a while. All right, guys. See you guys. Bye.